Hi, this is Bethany Marshall with Morgan James Publishing, and today I'm speaking with our author, Charlotte Friborg. And Charlotte is the author of Make Your Own Money. Hi, Charlotte, how are you today?
Hi, very good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for spending some time today with me talking about your book and about your message. I love this message so much. I think it's so empowering for women. So I'm really excited to talk with you today about your book. So one of the first questions I have for you today is just kind of asking, why did you decide to write this book?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. And I just want to say that I'm super excited about talking about this topic as well, and especially the times we go through now. So, the reason why I wrote the book was actually because I experienced, after having stayed home with my kids for some years, the transition of going back to having a career again, even though before I put my career on a bookshelf, so to speak. um, I knew that I would get back, and I've always had the belief that I would be able to come back and be successful and do what I love doing, and 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 see myself as a pretty intelligent woman. But still, I felt it was very challenging. There was a lot of hesitation. There was a lot of like listening to society, what women can do after they have had a break or pause in their career, and all that stuff was like in me, and I realized I was not alone with that. And I found that actually not even women who have stayed home, but moms who are in a career while they are raising their kids, they have the same beliefs, hesitation, self doubt. We all have it. And at the time when I wrote the book, I found it would be like a sweet, short, easy to access book with some powerful tools to help that transition, to empower women to believe in themselves. And now I realize the time we go through now, where a lot of women even don't really have a choice, but have to go out and bring in that extra income because maybe their husband has been laid off. It's just a different time today. There can be so much self-doubt. And I'm happy to say that in the book, there are tools that I know if we apply them is kind of, I like to say, a shortcut to get results, because it goes straight to the core of what ways we can think, ways we can believe, that really helps us to make the right decisions and look the right places for what we want.
Hmm. Wow, you hit on so many important things right there with just that kind of introduction about the book and why you wrote it. And I couldn't agree more with what you're saying about the times, and I feel like a resource that helps women really navigate some of these difficult transitions is so important. So we're so glad that you wrote this book and that you've gone through the effort to get it published. And so could you tell me a little bit about what a reader might get out of the book?
Yeah, definitely. I think some of the things I've heard from readers that I have been in contact with, which I love when people reach out and let me know what they get out of reading the book, the real conversations, is that they have, like, some stay-at-home moms have felt like, you just gave me more confidence, you gave me more encouragement. It's like I don't feel alone any longer in this situation where, we can easily go and hide from each other because we may feel embarrassed of not like having confidence, and who can we go and talk to? So that's one thing, the confidence, the encouragement, the hope, that and just knowing we are not alone. And then also, what I know that readers can get out of the book, it was interesting for me to talk to women who actually have even though, I was thinking about the mom who has been staying home, there have been moms who are in the career that came to me. And just like two examples, I have one who was in a work situation where she felt really stuck and not in a good situation. But she couldn't see her way out. And she applied some of the tools in the book. And things that she thought she had to wait 5, 10 years to happen started to shift in a very short time. Like new situations came, she met new people. And this is just because when we change, things outside it, we attract different things. So that's the magic of that. Another woman, I just feel encouraged to share that she was in a career, on a career path, and she's been in this same position for about, I believe she said between 15 and 20 years. And she felt it was time for something new, but she was a little picky about what she wanted. She didn't want to let go of her secure, good job just to pursue something different. But then she went through the book, and she said, and she did especially one of the tools in there where she was very specific of all the things she ideally would love in her new job. Just like when we were kids and we wrote like a wish list for Santa Claus, if we did that, like we're dreaming, like where people say, oh, that may be naive, but she did that. And then she followed the principles I'm sharing in the book. And within 2 weeks, she got in contact with a company and she landed that job. And it paid her more money than she had thought was possible. And I mean, the full package. And she was just blown away. And yeah.
Wow.
So I know that,
Examples.
yeah, sorry.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's really practical, everyday tools that's in the book that we can apply. And I want to say to any area of our life where we want to change something, where we feel stuck, where we feel despair, where we feel frustrated,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And for a mom, a decision like re-entering the workforce or reimagining how your career works, it is all related. It is all tied together. So I love that it applies to many areas of your life, and the tips and the suggestions are practical, because that's the reality for women today. So you do have a lot of practical information and advice and tips. Do you have a tip that you could share with our viewers today?
Yeah, definitely. I think the most important tip, and I think the tip that helps most people right now, is to just no matter what we go through right now, learn to make peace with that. Make peace with that. Make peace with where you are right now. And in order to do that, it often requires us to learn to manage our emotions. So just know that we are all born as masters of managing our emotions until we unlearned it during our upbringing. So really do the work to learn to be with ourselves, have peace with what is here. And then the next thing, and these are connected, is to, instead of, when we start to connect with our emotions, and if we need help with that, I really encourage people to reach out and have professional help if it's hard to do that. I really do, because I know a lot of people struggle, especially right now. But the next thing, and it's really connected, is to start, instead of only focusing on what is not working, all the challenges, all the difficult things, to start pay more attention to think about what we want. And there are 3 questions I encourage people to focus on, think about numerous times, at least once a day, but in reality, as much as possible during a day. And the 3 questions are, what do I really want? So instead of thinking about what's not working, the challenges, what doesn't feel good, think about, what do I really want? If I allow myself to dream, what is that? What do I really want? And then the next question is, why do I want this? Because when we ask that question, we start to connect to the deeper meaning, and sometimes, hopefully, by practicing the emotions. And then, and that's what drives us. That's what moves us forward, when we can connect with our emotions, either in a good way, or, in a way forward or a way backward. But so, what do I want? Why? And then the third thing is, how would it feel if I had that right now?
Wow.
Feel it now. So those three steps, and just know and remind yourself that we are all like, we can all master our life.
Wow, well, that's some profound, those are some profound tips right there, and only just really a snippet of what a reader can get from the book. Do you happen to have a copy of the book there with you?
I do.
So you hold
Yes.
it up, because that's the other thing that's so great about this book is it's very approachable. And I know, moms today, especially right now, have so much on their plates and they're so busy. And the idea of sitting down with a book can feel a little bit daunting or overwhelming. But your book is such a great size. It's so approachable for a reader. So I love that element about it as well. So
Yeah, I think it says here 74 minutes average to read it. Who can't do that?
Exactly. Well, Charlotte, thank you so much for speaking with me today about your book, about your message, and just sharing your passion that you have for what you do for the women that you work with. If people want to connect with you more, what's the best way for them to reach you online today?
Well, I am on social media. People can find me by searching Charlotte Friborg on Facebook or Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. On Twitter, I'm on C Friborg INT for Charlotte Friborg International. But they can also shoot me an email directly to my inbox, and I will read it personally. And that email is charlotte@charlottefriborg.com. I would love to hear from the readers.
Amazing. Well, thanks again, Charlotte, and for joining me today and having this conversation. And congratulations on your book launch.
Well, thank you so much for having me here and for helping me get the book out.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
absolutely.